Alright, so you guys know PS5 only supports 120 FPS so far, but what if I tell you you can get more than 120 FPS in your PlayStation 5, even though if you have the old first version of the PS5. So the highest FPS that I have managed to get is 190 frames per second, and I'm gonna be showing you exactly how you can do that. So 190 is way more than 120 FPS, right? So let me show you my settings. So I'm gonna be switching my PS5 to 4K, just to tell you that how you can get so much FPS. Even on 4K you can get up to 190 frames per second, and I'm gonna turn the 120 FPS output to automatic. So you see, these are my video output settings, but let me show you how you can get more than 120 FPS. So right now it's showing 60 because we are not running anything more than 60. The UI is always gonna be on 60. So I'm gonna be showing you the Rainbow Six Siege game. This used to be one of my favorite game back in 2016 before Fortnite. So yeah, so you can actually get, and you know what is surprising is that why PS5 doesn't tell this to everyone. I mean the Sony. Why does Sony never tell this to everyone? Because we all know the competitive games needs more FPS. 120 ain't enough. And what I believe is PS5 is capable of getting about 240, 250 or even 300 frames per second in the games such as Rainbow Six Siege. There's Valorant on PS5, and there are like so many competitive games that can support more than 120 FPS. And I thought PS5 Pro is gonna be having 240Hz support, but we don't have that. And before we get any further, let's talk about RAM, and it is one of the most important upgrades for any gaming or creative PC. And right now AliExpress has an amazing deal on G.Skill Trident Z RGB DDR4 RAM, and when you use my special code you will get a sweet discount. And before upgrading, my PC was kind of sluggish, right? You guys know, you guys have seen my PC. It was really slow, lagging, and there's like a lot of stuff I couldn't do. It was stuttering in games, but after installing the Trident Z RAM from AliExpress, everything has changed. My games load instantly, multitasking is really smooth, and my whole setup looks really amazing with the RGB lighting. If you want to upgrade your RAM to a high speed reliable memory that not only performs but also looks incredible, so you guys can click in the link in the description and grab your upgrade and save with my exclusive discount. And you can also use these discount codes on any of the other tech products on AliExpress. So anyway, what you want to do, so right now I'm testing it on Rainbow Six Siege. Alright, so this only works on few of the games. There's one game, Rainbow Six Siege, there's Overwatch, and I think in Fortnite Save the World as well, you can get more than 120 FPS. So I'm going to be testing this on training, but you can apply this on actual game as well. So I'll just pick this map. Where's the one? The first map that everyone knows, the house. So yeah, like I said, PS5 is capable of more than 120 FPS, but for some reason, maybe Sony have their reasons to cap it out. But with this video you can actually get more than 120 FPS. So as you can see in the bottom, I'm getting 60 FPS logged, right? That is the my monitor refresh rate, but we're gonna be getting more than 60, and not even more than 60, we're gonna be getting more than 120. That is the PS5 support, right? So you guys can see clearly at the bottom. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger so you guys can actually see. We're getting about 60 FPS right now, and let me just change some settings and you will see how much frames we are gonna get in PS5. So let me just go to an open place so you guys can see it clearly, because it'll look a little bit weird in this crowded place. So what you can do in the game like Rainbow Six Siege is you're gonna have to pull up the option menu, and you can see right now 60 FPS logged. Go to option menu, go to display, turn off VSync. A lot of games have VSync, and you can see the frames. And the second setting that you can do is you're gonna have to put the game on performance mode. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of competitive games that have performance mode and resolution mode. You're gonna have to pick the performance mode. So remember, turn off the VSync and performance mode. and it's gonna make your screen black for a few seconds, but that is fine. And now you guys can see how many frames I'm getting. It's literally going above 120, 150, 160, and I don't know why Sony is not telling this to everyone. Maybe they just wanna keep it for the next console that they can release with 240 hertz. But right now you can see I'm getting 170 frames, 160. That is a lot. And the maximum I have managed to get was 190. And if you're playing this game online competitive, just turn these settings off and you will be getting better input if you're getting more than 120 FPS. So this is how you can get more than 120 FPS in PS5. But there's just one thing that's gonna hold your console back. That is the output. No matter how many frames you get, the output of the HDMI is gonna be only 120. Even if you get like 1,000 frames per second, the output it's gonna be 120 hertz. So maybe replacing HDMI, maybe someone's gonna do that, but this is how you can get more than 120 hertz, not hertz, sorry, more than 120 FPS on a PS5.